see up there, they belong to the temple of Apollo. Kind of beige brownish one. Okay. Now we are of course at Delphi, which probably the word Delphi came either from Delphini, which means the dolphin, Apollo Delphinios, maybe because that was an adjective of Apollo that arrived at the coast of Itea on the back of a dolphin, or perhaps for some scientists it has to do with the womb. Delphis, written a bit differently than the dolphin, means the womb, the woman's womb. So probably remember this is the center of the world. Maybe it has to do with that. The other myth is telling that Zeus let free two eagles from the two sides, the two ends of the world, and the eagles met here. So here is the center of the world at Delphi. This was, as they call it, the worldwide center of information, the center of that known world, the ancient world. This was not only a sanctuary and oracle for the good. This was for more things. Many kings would send their delegates in order, their representatives, in order to receive an oracle, a prophecy. And of course they would send their votive offerings. Let's just take a look where we are now. So this is a map of Greece. Okay. And more or less the north is somehow over there. So here is Delphi. Here is Athens. So from here we started. Okay. And we went up like this through Levadia, outside Levadia. And here it is where we are now. So this is the Gulf, the Corinthian Gulf, the Gulf of Itea, that probably Apollo arrived on the back of a dolphin, or he also, when he was born here is Mykonos, here is Delos. Okay, the sacred island of Apollo. So probably he arrived like this, as we did today. Here is where the oracle and sanctuary of Gaia. Do we need it anymore? Here is where the oracle and sanctuary of Gaia existed, and here is where Apollo established his own oracle and sanctuary after killing the python. How they decorated this treasury in the museum. From here also, you can see the road that I told you of the water. It's over there that I'm pointing a bit to the right of the ruins. Can you see the water, the canal? Like a river, like a... First when we entered the kind of desert area,
It's the sanctuary of Delphi. This part coming up was the inner sanction right here. I'm not sure if they were in a cave or underground when they would come for the oracle, but this was the main spot here. Not accessible in the winter, but 9 months a year. Every leader would come or send a delegate before they made any important decision or started a new colony. And the oracles were said to have been inhaling some natural gas, which would make them kind of stoned to the bone. And they'd give like an ambiguous message, have to be interpreted. So sometimes the people, the rulers, could interpret it the way they wanted to. That could be helpful, or the person they sent would. Give them a lot of power and control.
in honor of Apollo, in memory of the python. Pythian games in memory of the python that was killed by Apollo. So the Pythian games were not the most famous. Maybe the most famous and glorious ones were the Olympian games in Olympia, in honor of Zeus. But these also were very famous. So the people
Roman columns. The agora was a little below this. Pretty flower trees are almond trees.
And it was again the municipality of Athens that around 1920s gave the money in order to restore this monument. At this side,
That's the navel palate, the belly button of the world.
This is the most important hero for the Athenians. So they had to have their own taste.
I'm sorry, does that comes first? The Doric was first?
Many scientists agree to that it comes first. Because the first temples, generally, before, for example, 800 BC, 700 BC, they were made of wood. So what was constructed in wood, they turn it now into stone. And probably it was the first one because it is simpler. So what was the wooden, for example, part is now the simple one, the Doric, which is supporting the roof. Okay. The Ionic is this one with a spiral, which maybe appears a bit later, earlier into our years, for example. But this is from the Roman period because it is more decorated. The ancient Greek is simpler again. It doesn't have the decoration. Here it doesn't have all this decoration. And the Corinthian is the one which is as if we see the capital is a basket. You see the canthus leaves coming out of that. When you go to Athens again, you will see the temple of Olympian Zeus, the one with the tall columns, near the Ketur's office, that you see the canthus leaves coming out of that.
So is that the third type right there?
No, that was an Ionic, that one. When I see a Corinthian or I see a picture, I will show you, okay?
And what are the ones that are on the side there, that tipped over?
Well, from here I do not see, but on the way back I will look
all
over
of them.
there.
Okay.
When you see leaves coming out of that, when you see leaves on the capital, but I have to check. Now, look at this wall, how difficult it is to be built, but how difficult it is in order to be destroyed. So, because of this construction, this polygonal is with many angles. So, because of this construction, it was not destroyed when they excavated the area.
Is that copper?
That is, as far as I know, there was a copy which was made of plaster cast in the storages of the museum.
What is it?
So I have to ask my colleague because I'm not 100% sure that it is copper. The original was copper, But for this one, I have to ask.
But what was it?
I don't know. Want to tell you a lie?
But
It was made of copper.
what was it for? What is it?
Smaller the animal, the poorer the people. The bigger the animal, for example, even horses.
So they made sacrifices on the top of this right here?
On the other side.
On the other, okay. So there's the theater, more the temple, the mountain, the ocean on a clear day. You can see it right over there. This is the sea. All right, well, here's the stadium. Hosted athletes, religious festivals. In the 5th century BC, a racetrack was built. 17 runners to 18 compete in a race. It's here on the top, one of the top structures above all the other temples in Delphi. Pretty high up on the mountain. What do you know about Cassandra?
The
Saver of men, right?
one that would prophesy things
Yeah.
that were not so optimistic. She was cursed to say the truth and nobody would believe her.
Right. Where was she from?
Troy.
Troy. What's the name of this little town again?
Delphi.
What is it?
Delphi.
Oh, we're in the town of Delphi?
Yes.
I thought it had a whole different name when we came up. Is that because it was one that was below here?
Sorry?
Amifs.
Oh, no. This is a sign to the signs are for the other towns that are nearby. Amphisaidea. Φαίνονται από εδώ.
Ποιο?
Αν θα φανεί. Down there, it's a bit cloudy now and a bit humid, so we don't see so many things. But down there is the olive grove of Amphissa, here left hand side, Amphissa Elitea. And even further you can see the sea, the Gulf of Itea. So that is a port of call down there at the coast, which is closer to us at this side. The Gulf of Itea and the town. That's a port of call called Itea, and the people, of course, when they arrive by over there by cruise, in only 40 minutes they're already at the sanctuary.
Μετά το φαγητό πες να πάνε εκεί κάτω, έγινε μια πανόρμα. Εκεί μια πλατφόρμα να βγάλουν φωτογραφία κάτω.
Well, excuse me, but I have to call some of you. May I see who is living who is staying at Avrathen, Stengel or Stengel?
Yes, hello.
Okay.
All right, here's a port. Hanging out here with my new friends. What was your name again?
Vikas.
Vikas.
Gandhi.
Vikas Gandhi? Is that really your last name? There's a lot of Gandhis. And here's my ambassador buddy. What's your name again?
Lokesh.
Lokesh. That's from that's the ancient the Lokesh. He was the god of mischief.
Yeah.
I know what's really going on. That's beautiful. That's kind of what we thought we would see, huh?
Oh, yeah.
On the seaside.
Gulf, it is the Gulf of Idaean Galaxity. It is part of the Corinthian Gulf and part of the Ionian Sea.
Ionian Sea and Corinthian Gulf. And what are the towns called again?
Idea at the side, at the coast, and opposite, at the distance, Galaxity.
Galaxy. Ionian Sea, Gulf of Corinth. Got it.
And this is the village of Delphi. This is the modern village of Delphi.
Non mais elle a aussi dit que l'histoire du dauphin